we have four assessment. Okay, for the first one is observation assessment. Observation allows teacher to assess children in a natural learning environment. It provides accurate information about children's behavior, social interaction, communication, and developmental progress without interrupting their activities. The disadvantage is that observation can be time-consuming and may be influenced by the teacher's personal bias. So, the important behavior may also be missed if they happen outside the observation period. Observation is most effective during free play, group activity, or outdoor learning, where children behave naturally and demonstrate real-life skills. But if a teacher wants to measure specific academic skill, such as letter recognition or counting, a checklist or structured assessment may be more appropriate. That's for observation assessment, and the second one is checklist assessment. A checklist is a quick, simple, and easy to use. It helps teacher monitor whether children have achieved specific developmental milestone or learning outcomes. The disadvantage is that a checklist only shows whether a skill is present or absent. It doesn't explain how well the child performed the skill or provide detailed information. It's most effective for monitoring developmental milestones such as language, motor, and self-help skills in preschool children. But when teachers need detailed information about the children's learning process or behavior, observation or anecdotal record are more suitable for children. The third one is anecdotal record. Anecdotal record provide detailed description of children's behavior and learning experience. They help teachers understand children's strengths, interests, and area for an improvement. The disadvantage is that writing anecdotal records take time and different teachers may interpret children's behavior differently. This method is most effective when recording significant events such as problem solving, social interaction, or emotional response during classroom activity. But if a teacher needs to collect data from many children quickly, a checklist or rating scale is more practical for them. And for the last one is portfolio assessment. For the portfolio show children's learning progress over time through collected work samples, photo, and teacher comments. It also encourages communication between teacher and parents. The disadvantage is that preparing and maintaining portfolios requires time, organization, and storage. Reviewing every child portfolio can also be challenging. Portfolio assessment is most effective for documenting children's overall development throughout the school year and during parent-teacher conference. But when the teacher needs immediate information about children's current performance, observation or a checklist provide quicker results. So each method has its own advantage and limitation. That's why teachers often use a combination to balance quick monitoring with detailed insight and to make sure every child development is understood from different angles. So I think that's all from me. So thank you.
Hello everyone. Have you wondered if assessment only happen in preschool? Well, the answer is no. Assessment also happens at home, and parents are actually a child's first teachers. Since children spend so much time with their families, parents get to see many things that teachers might not see in the classroom. That's why when parents and teachers work together, they can better understand how a child is growing and learning. Let's look some simple ways parents can help. First, parents can share what they observe. For example, maybe your child suddenly starts speaking in full sentences, loves reading bedtime stories, or enjoying helping in the kitchen. Parents might also notice if their child is shy or has trouble sharing with siblings. By sharing these observations with teachers, they help complete the bigger picture of the child's development. Next, parents can keep their child's work. Children love drawing, coloring, and making crafts. Instead of throwing them away, parents can keep them in a folder. After a few months, it's fun to look back and see how much the child has improved. Maybe their drawings have more details or their handwriting has become much neater. It's like watching their learning journey. Another great way is through play. We all know children love to play, and that's actually how they learn best. Whether they are building with blocks, solving puzzles, pretending to be doctors, singing songs, or playing outdoors, they are learning important skills. While they play, parents can observe how they solve problems, communicate, and use their imaginations. That's assessment too. Parents can also record special milestones. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. Parents can simply write notes or take photos when their child learns something new, like recognizing letters, counting numbers, tying shoelace, or making a new friend. These little moments show how the child is developing over time. Finally, communication is the key. Parents and teachers should always stay connected. They can chat during parent teacher meetings, send messages, or use a communication book. By sharing updates and discussing any concerns, both can support the child in the best possible way. To conclude, assessment is truly a team effort. Parents see the child at home while teachers observe the child in school. When they work together by sharing observations, encouraging learning through play, keeping recordings, and communication regularly, children receive the best support to grow happily and confidently. Thank you, everyone. That's all from me. Bye.
We've covered the different assessment methods and how they are used. Since this is our last part, let's end with a short interactive activity to review what we have learned. Before we officially close, let's do a quick activity called Match and Guess the Assessment Method. We already provide 5 questions and 5 assessment methods as the answer. The purpose is to help parents understand that different observation methods are used for different purposes in early childhood education. For this activity, participants will use our word wall matching game. Parents will need to match the question with the correct assessment method. The word wall link or QR code will be shared during the workshop. We'll give everyone about 2 minutes to complete the activity. So we may start now, and please scan the QR code here. As you complete the activity, think about which method is used for continuous observation, which one records a significant event, and which one checks specific behaviors using yes or no. This clue will help you to choose the correct matches in this game. The 2 minutes is already complete. Thank you for participating in this game. So let's check the answer together. The first answer would be checklist. Checklist is used for check specific behaviors or skills using yes or no. So let's check the second answer. The second answer would be event sampling. Event sampling is used for records a specific behavior each time it occurs. So the third answer would be anecdotal record. Anecdotal record is used for records a significant event in details. This is useful when a teacher wants to describe important behavior or incident that happened naturally. The first answer would be running record. Running record is used to check continuous observation of the child's action. So running record will check everything from the start until in the end of the incident in detail. The final answer would be obviously rating scale. So we need to rate the child's behavior using scales from 1 to 5. So I already received one question from the parents. If a child repeatedly leaves the reading corner during story time, which assessment method would be most appropriate? So my answer is the most appropriate method will be event sampling, because the teacher wants to record the behavior every time it occurs. Assessment methods help teachers understand children's learning, behavior, strengths, and developmental needs more effectively. By using the appropriate observation methods, teachers can provide better support for each child's development. Thank you for participating in our matching activity, and thank you for participating and joining throughout this workshop. We already reached to the end. Thank you for watching. See you guys soon. Assalamualaikum.